Well, it says I'm streaming. We're going to find out. Looks like I'm streaming. All right. I saw this video. Well, it's not a video. He's streaming it right now. And I'm just fucking fascinated. I'm just fucking fascinated by this. So, Coda did this stream a couple days ago, I guess, uh, about this Anthony Caruso guy. Apparently, this Anthony Caruso guy went on to a Welsh News Network video, and he said some shit about they were talking about this gal who was like the getaway driver for some other gals who were stealing alcohol allegedly, and she'd taken the plates off her car. She backed into like a handicap spot or something like that, and cops came and they were like, "Hey, get out or whatever," because they wanted to deal with her. And instead of just surrendering, which is what we like to call the smart thing, she decides to attempt to drive over one of the cops to get away, and they shoot her. And it's terrible. She ends up, she was pregnant, and she dies. The baby dies. It's all bad, right? It's all bad. And it's easy to be armchair morality guy at the end of the day. And apparently, the Welsh News Network was taking the pro cop, anti gal trying to drive over the cops side position, and that's fine. Like you could root for whatever team you want. And this Anthony Caruso makes some statement along the lines of, if she was drinking in my presence, or if she was drinking in front of me, then I'd backhand her, right? And it's a throwaway comment. It's a throwaway comment. It's one of those comments, man. If she was drinking in front of me, I'd fuck her up, right? What does that mean? Like, what does it mean? It's just he made a shitty throwaway comment, trying to jump in, join in on the morality of what was going on at Welsh News Network, trying to get the moral high ground and do all this fun stuff. And he said something really fucking stupid. But at the end of the day, it was just something stupid in the middle of what I'm told is like a 7-hour stream, and meaningless. And then so he did a whole stream on it. Coda did a whole stream on it, and I'm like, well, whatever. I normally just listen to Coda for background stuff because despite the fact that I don't really much care for him as a person, and he's a midwit, despite that, I mean, he has a good voice for radio, and it's nice to have on in the background when you're doing something, when you're cleaning fish tanks, apparently to cover the smell of your urine or what have you. He's nice to have on in the background. I enjoy listening to him, not really paying attention to what he's saying, but just having him on in the background. And so today he starts to stream up, and I just can't fucking believe it. So let's just get into this.
A little peek at what amounts to the stupidity of. Let's see if I can make that a little bit bigger. There we go. Oh, you can't do the slide up on that. Ruh-roh. Let me see how that looks in the chat window. Okay, there we go. Cool. All right, so I sent an email to Mr. Caruso because he started to defend himself in the comment section of the last stream I did, where Mr. Caruso made a remark that he would backhand a pregnant woman if he caught her drinking.
How dare he defend himself in your comment section?
Because alcohol's not good for a pregnant woman. So Anthony felt the opportunity there to virtue signal and show what a concerned man he was by expressing his desire to smack pregnant women if he catches them drinking.
Was it his desire to? Did he say, I want to smack them? Or did he say, like, if she was doing it in my presence, I'd backhand her? Did he say wanted to, or did he say would? And again, did he actually mean it, or was he just talking out his ass?
Anthony, maybe you want to sit and think for a minute. what good would physical violence toward a pregnant woman do for her?
Well, what good would spanking a child do? What good does physical punishment do to anybody? It's a deterrent. It's a fucking deterrent. If you get ouchie pain every time you do something, then you probably stop doing it. You touch the stove, you burn your hand. Stove hot. Stove hot. Stove hot. You stop touching the stove, right? Physical pain is a pretty good deterrent.
Is that your idea of getting women to behave correctly, Anthony? A little backhanded smack in the mouth?
But no, it was an offhand comment on a 7-hour live stream that you're fucking moralizing over, that you've got your fucking panties in a wad over.
The backhanded smack is, it's for a long time was reserved for women. It's designed to do two things.
Yeah,
it's designed to deliver a painful sting, physical pain, negative reinforcement, behavior modification. It's designed to deliver a physical sting. It is also designed to humiliate. It's not, it's not where you square up with a person, do the put your fists up kind of thing. It's a quick and sudden crack in the fucking mouth with the back of the hand. Usually you're standing at the side of the person and not face to face with them. So there's really very little expectation that the smack is coming. And it's designed to humiliate a person. Anthony, you're a fucking little shitbag. It's designed.
So humiliating people is the standard now. Humiliating people makes you a shitbag. All right, humiliating people makes you a shitbag. Coded. Let's go. Let's play. Let's play on that line.
To humiliate a person, it's generally reserved for females. It's not.
Humiliation is generally reserved for females. You made a fucking live stream about this cat, where you cut down what he had to say, and you played not the if part, not the conditional, but you played the I would backhand her over and over again to humiliate him. What you did was way more offensive than what he did, because you made a whole live stream solely about that topic. But now here we go.
Not usually something a man does to a man. It was, at one point in time, customary to do it to your wife or your girlfriend if she backtalked you.
So this is so much worse because of all the history that Anthony Caruso had no fucking idea about when he made the comment, right?
Anthony apparently thinks that pregnant women consuming alcohol would be better off if they got a backhanded smack from me.
Well, I mean, maybe if you value the health of the fetus more, and if every time a pregnant woman took a drink she got backhanded, maybe she wouldn't take a drink, and maybe we wouldn't have kids getting harmed by fetal alcohol syndrome or miscarriages due to their mother's drinking. I mean, I'm not trying to justify what he has to say, but if you take it to a more abstract level, if maybe there should be some sort of a punishment for women who endanger their unborn children by drinking, maybe there should be some form of punishment. Maybe not a backhanding by Anthony Caruso, but maybe just a punishment. I mean, if you take a step back and think of it a little bit more abstractly, a little less emotionally, then maybe there's something there.
Anthony, he is kind of a dickhead.
Sure, he's kind of a dickhead.
My twin is asking about the hello, Frog. Good night, Frog. My twin is asking about our Discord. Get with Dearmid on that. It's not. It's Dearmid's Discord. It's not mine. I just attend. I find it very useful too. We have a good. It's small, dude. There aren't many people there. We have a good core of people that are peppered throughout the world, and a lot of the female members took offense to what Mr. Caruso had to say, and one or two of our Australian listeners actually very quickly came up with some information on Mr. Caruso. Mr. Caruso is a sports announcer, like a third shift, a midnight guy. Cricket games can go on for days, so Caruso is kind of a middleman fill-in guy. And if you listen to his banter on Welsh News Network, he did appear on Witch of Hearts last stream also. Anthony Caruso basically is a yuck guy. He's not a lead announcer. He's a third chair yuck guy. He's the guy that
he's a yuck guy. The kind of guy who'd make a stupid fucking statement in the middle of a 7-hour live stream, trying to get a yuck, huh? Trying to keep the talking going, fill the air, as it were. Is that the kind of guy he is? Well, it's fucking crazy he'd make a statement like he did, huh?
Laughs at everything, laughs for no reason, and laughs too long. He's the guy that if the other two main announcers go quiet, he's supposed to, do blah, 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 blah. Here's a fun fact for you.
That's fucking
Anthony
weird.
Caruso. Anthony Caruso makes maybe, in U.S. terms, $30,000 a year. I mean, radio announcers don't make a lot of fucking money, so. And when you're a third chair fucking midnight guy,
that sucks.
so Triple H 100 FM, I believe, is the radio station he broadcasts for. And I
So
just
we're
asked him a
gonna-
question with the sponsors.
so we're gonna dox
Triple
his-
H 100.1.
So we're going to dox his employer, and we're going to threaten to go to the sponsors for his $30,000 a year job for a throwaway sentence in a 7-hour live stream. Is that really what we're going to do? I mean, is that really what we're going to do?
If I'm agree with your backhanded pregnant woman remark. Anthony Caruso immediately. I sent that at 6:13. Anthony Caruso within minutes is right there. Sends me back a message.
You're threatening his job, bro. Over, like, what kind of a dick move is this? To threaten a man's job over. I mean, let's just be serious here for a minute. The woman that he said, if she drank in front of me, I would backhand her, is never going to drink again. She's dead. So obviously, it's a conditional statement that is completely meaningless. It's throwaway. And you're going to crucify this guy over it? What kind of a dick are you, dude?
Message, would you like to jump on a call and discuss this? Happy to do so. I'm not sure what there is to discuss. I responded. I didn't respond at that point in time. About 10 minutes later, Anthony Caruso responds again, because he's fucking nervous now. So
yeah, you're threatening his $30,000 a year job. Why wouldn't he be nervous? I mean, it's really fucking easy to be completely anonymous on the internet and throw fucking stones. I mean, it must be super fucking swell to be Captain Anonymous and be able to throw stones from glass houses when you know no one can throw them back. No one can dox your employer or have your employer come to terms with you saying faggot like you did. Remember, you want someone to go to your employer and tell your employer about you calling people a faggot and having to be fucking henpecked by two old biddies into changing your ways, and then instead of being actually like, yo, hey, I was homophobic, maybe I should just like not say anything bad about gay people, instead of that, your comeback is, well, I can figure out a bunch of different ways to say homophobic shit without using the word faggot. Well, congratulations, bro. But like, you're fine because you're insulated. But this Anthony Caruso dude, his shit's hanging out there, and because of that, you're coming after his $30,000 a fucking year job. Yeah, to my credit, I have been very consistent. Why would you go after someone's job? WTT says to Murphy's credit, he's been consistent as fuck about people going after other people's jobs. Like, you don't go after their family, don't go after their jobs. Like, if you disagree with the way, I have no problem with Cody making that first live stream about Anthony Caruso and whatever, roast him, fine. That's not a problem. But fucking threatening a man's $30,000 a year job. What kind of a piece of shit does that? What kind of a piece of shit does that? Coda claims to be a good moral Christian man, but fuck me.
Frog UK Transparency says it's a low-power FM community radio station. I suspect a very little high. Good.
A $30,000 a year low-power community FM radio station? And you're gonna fucking take that shit away from him because he said something stupid? A throwaway comment on the internet?
Be easy to get him out of then. Caruso, 10 minutes later, responds again. So here are the facts of what happened with this woman. Dude, I heard what you said, so I was watching the fucking video. I'm a little better at picking things up than you are, and we'll see that in just a minute.
Oh, I'm better than you, says Coded.
Anthony says, so here are the facts of what happened with this woman. She is caught on camera stealing alcohol as part of a cohort. She was approached by the store owner and by police before she could get away. That's not true, Anthony. The manager, not the store owner, the manager of the store went to the police who were already outside responding to a different call. The manager told the police what happened, and the police went over to the woman who had already gotten in her vehicle. The store manager didn't have anything to do with confronting the young lady.
Oh, wow. Fuck Anthony Caruso then. The store manager didn't have anything to do with it all. Well, that means Anthony Caruso is a fucking idiot.
And then point 3, she deliberately drove at police in her car, thereby making her car a potential lethal weapon. Okay. Anthony, point 1, nothing to do with the fact that you said you would backhand her in the mouth if she was drinking the alcohol she was stealing.
Yeah, and she wasn't drinking the alcohol she was stealing, and Anthony Caruso is apparently in Australia, not in the U.S., and the woman is now dead, so even if he wanted to, he couldn't. So what about that?
As you've clearly indicated here, there was no sign she was consuming the alcohol. Okay. So, all right, she was caught shoplifting.
So if there's no sign that she was consuming the alcohol, then there's no chance that Anthony Caruso is going to backhand her, right? Because it was a conditional. If she was drinking in front of him, he would backhand her. She wasn't drinking. She wasn't in front of him. She can never be in front of him anymore. She can never drink anymore. So why are you so upset over this?
And here you making a big fucking deal about Reaper stealing $157 worth of goods, a whole fucking shopping cart. You were fucking dead silent on, oh, that's right, Dan told you to keep your fucking mouth shut.
Well, I mean, there is a difference between harming a corporation like Walmart and harming an unborn baby. There is a fucking difference. I don't know if you can spot the fucking difference, but stealing a cart of merchandise is probably less harmful to somebody's actual bodily health and integrity than drinking while you're pregnant.
Shut. So like a good little boy, you kept your fucking mouth shut. Walter Texas is with us. How are you, Walter? So point one, she was caught on camera stealing alcohol. Okay, that has nothing to do with your comment. If she was drinking it, you would backhand her. She was approached by the police and the store owner before she could get away. That has nothing to do with your comment. She deliberately drove at the police. That has nothing to do with your comment. You're trying to paint her in a bad light to justify the shitty comment you made, which you know is a shitty comment, because now you're going to great effort to fucking make excuses for your shitty fucking comment. None of your little points here have anything to do with the fucking comment you made. You dumb fuck.
Well, he can't like take it back. Like, what do you expect him to do, Coded? What do you expect him to do? He made a conditional statement that was just said in the heat of the moment. It's forever on that live stream that he doesn't have access to. What is he supposed to do, Coded? What is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to apologize to the dead woman? I mean, why are you so upset over what happened to a dead woman? Or what he said about a dead woman? She's not taking offense. She's dead. Why are you taking offense, Coded? Why are these women in your Discord taking offense? And why are you white knighting for these women in your Discord, Coded? He said some stupid shit about a dead woman, about what he would do to a dead woman if she drank in his presence while pregnant. Why is that? Why are you doing this?
Anthony then says, I've gone over the video several times and can't find myself actually saying it. What Anthony can't find himself saying is, if she was consuming any of that alcohol, if she was drinking that alcohol, I would backhand her immediately for that. I mean...
Wow, thanks, Code. We didn't know what he said. I mean, you keep driving that point home. I mean, congratulations. Your moral outrage is showing over him saying some dumb shit on the internet. Congratulations. And it was a 7-hour video. I mean, you said he sent the second email relatively short after the first one. Did he take 7 hours to watch the entire video again? Probably not, because time is a thing that works. Did it take multiples of 7 hours to watch the video? Probably not, because again, time is a thing that fucking works. So obviously he didn't go over it in detail.
Anthony can't find where he fucking said that. So I don't need you to fuck.
Well, it was a big deal for you, Coded. It was a big deal for you when Coded said it. And apparently for the over 30 empty nesters that are in your Discord who are getting overly emotional over things that don't involve them. But it was a big deal for you. It wasn't a big deal for Anthony Caruso. Why does Anthony Caruso have to remember where he said something in a 7-fucking-hour live stream?
I could refresh my memory on the points, Anthony. I fucking watched it. I got it. You're the one that can't fucking... Dude, you're the one that said it, and you're acting like you didn't say it. You can't find where you said it. That's your way of saying you didn't say it. I've gone over the video several times and can't find myself actually saying it. But if you are going to report this situation, at least use the full context. How could you know what the fucking context is when you are watching the video, you can't find what you said, and you can't remember what you said? I don't need a fucking...
He didn't say he knows what the full context is, you fucking idiot, you midwit. He said, if you're going to report it, then at least use the full context. He didn't say I know what it is. He said, use the full context.
Lecture from you, Anthony, you fucking moron, about fucking context. I'm keeping it in context. You're the one that's...
It might have been tongue-in-cheek, Michelle, and I don't really care. He said it like 15 times or more. Like, I get it, dude. I get it, bro. Shut the fuck up.
Trying to place it after the fact. You're trying to place your shitty statement about backhanding a pregnant woman if she drank alcohol.
Yeah, if she drank alcohol, which you just said she didn't do, Coded. You just said she didn't drink alcohol. So now what? Now where are we at?
You're a dick, Anthony.
Well, apparently you're a bit of a dick too, Coded.
If you have the extra clip, please give me the time from the call and let's look at it in context. And find it yourself, you fucking lazy, fat fucking douche.
Oh,
Anthony
wow.
Caruso then at
Oh,
6:42.
oh,
Another
having the audacity to ask someone to give you like a timestamp on a 7-hour video makes you a lazy douche. Wow. Wow. Well, I guess I'm a lazy douche then, because I would definitely ask for a timestamp.
10 or so minutes later, this was 6:28. Now we're at 6:42, a little more than 10 minutes later.
Oh, so 10 minutes later he found it. Oh, well, look, without you even having to respond to him, he found it. So all of everything that you said just previously was all for naught, because he apparently did look for it. He wasn't a lazy douche, and he found it. So congratulations. Why did we go over that middle email?
Later, Anthony says, found it. Whether I should have used it is up for debate. No, it's not.
You know what? I agree, WTT. WTT says, any woman I see sprout wings and start flying around, I'm backhanding immediately. You know what? We're gonna see Coded do a live stream on you saying that any minute now, because apparently with the history of backhanding, that makes you a terrible, terrible person, and we'll all be upset for all the women who have sprouted wings and started flying.
Up for debate, dude. You should never at a public forum be talking about how you would smack a pregnant woman. There's nothing.
Oh, we're gonna police speech. You remember we just had this little talk about Coded getting his speech policed. We just had that talk, and he made a video a couple days afterwards saying that I had a good point and I was probably right and this and that. Now here he is using the exact same tactics that were used against him, except obviously it wasn't a struggle session. But he's using the same kind of social pressures, the same kind of shitty tactics, emotional pressure tactics to try to police Anthony Caruso's speech. Like, what a dick! I don't feel bad about those hens fucking henpecking you into not using the word faggot, you weak piece of shit, because you do the exact same fucking thing now that they did. They have taken your cojones and turned you into a bitch, Coded. Come at me, bro.
Nothing that she could be doing that would warrant you, Anthony, a fucking podunk little weasel in Australia. There's nothing that would bring you into the situation where you would have a legitimate excuse for backhand smacking.
Well, there's no way that he could get into a situation where he's in front of that woman while she's drinking and pregnant, because she's dead, Coded. You dumb shit.
Pregnant woman. Which you said you would do, because you wanted to look like...
Which you said you would do. Oh, keep beating that dead horse, Coded.
A fucking tough guy and a fucking
macho you're a tough guy. You're a tough guy, fucking Coded. What would you do if he was in front of you, Coded? What would you fucking do? In
front of Dan and the rest of the fucking people. And the shittiest part of this whole thing is everyone just let it fucking go by.
No, the shittiest part of this whole thing is you fucking threatened to contact the man's employer for his shitty little $30,000 a year job. That's the worst fucking thing. The worst fucking thing is you trying to beat this man up for something he can never take back over a nonsense comment, completely irrelevant.
The panel members didn't acknowledge it. The fucking side chat didn't acknowledge it. It's just fucking weird, that little echo.
That's because most people realized that it was just some stupid shit he said. It was just some stupid shit he said. Like when you say things like you'd kick someone's ass if they did X, or if they showed up, you'd do Y. It's shitty, stupid shit like that. It's just internet talk, Coded. People are internet tough guys. You should be used to that. Because you're one.
But if you're on their side, then they're willing to ignore all your shitty behavior. So, Anthony, be a shitty person and let your shit shine, man.
Oh, pot calling the kettle black here.
Anthony, let it all out. Let the racist stuff out. Let the homophobic stuff out. Let all your shit out, Anthony.
Coded taking the high horse now on homophobia. Coded taking the fucking high horse now on homophobia. You're reformed now, Coded, right? You went through your little struggle session. Now you're no longer homophobic. Yeah, here's a stupid question. Doesn't your Bible, Coded? Doesn't your Bible condemn homosexuals to hell? Doesn't your Bible call out homosexuals? I guess you're a shitty Christian too, or something. I don't know.
Let it all out. I found it. Whether I should have used it is up for debate. No, it's not up for debate, dude. There's no circumstance where you can fucking justify exclaiming that you would backhand a pregnant woman. It's physical violence on any.
There's no excuse where you justify backhanding a pregnant woman. I don't know. Maybe if she pulled a gun on somebody, maybe then you could backhand her. I don't know. That took a whole 2 seconds for me to think of a situation where it'd be okay to backhand a pregnant woman. Like I called Coded a midwit, and I stand by it. Like he is a midwit. His level of analysis is very shallow. He's a midwit. He's probably a solid 105 IQ. He's a midwit. He doesn't think terribly deeply about anything. It's all surface level. A lot of emotional reaction.
Woman is fucking not acceptable. You're talking about backhand smacking a fucking pregnant woman, piece of shit.
Well, what about equal rights? Is there a difference between smacking a woman and smacking a man? Would it be okay to backhand a man? Or is that somehow wrong? Is it somehow different?
But even you would agree that it's 100% irresponsible for any woman to be drinking while pregnant.
Except that. It's 100% irresponsible for a woman to be drinking while pregnant. Alcohol, obviously.
This is where, see, he's trying to take the focus off his comment about backhand smacking a woman and put the focus on the woman as if, she were some kind of bad person that was in need of a backhand smack from Anthony Caruso. This woman...
Well, no, because remember, there was the fucking conditional Coded. There was the conditional if she was drinking. If she was drinking. You said yourself she wasn't drinking. If she was drinking. So the woman in question, the woman that you think he wanted to smack, didn't qualify for a smack according to his very own logic, according to his very own conditional.
Was never consuming the alcohol. Your whole justification, Anthony, hinges on...
It is petty, Jay Roberts. This whole thing is so fucking petty. But they contacted the man's employer. And I don't know what else they did. I basically stopped as soon as they contacted his employer. And like, I don't know. I'm waiting maybe for some sort of a redemption arc. Something where Coded will actually maybe redeem himself slightly or something. I don't know. We haven't got to the end of this email chain.
Her consuming the alcohol. There's no evidence she consumed it. She shoplifted it. Yeah. She wasn't drinking it. So you're just making up what ifs to excuse yourself for a shitty thing. This would have been so much easier, Anthony, if you said...
No, it was a conditional. If she was drinking, then he'd backhand her. And if she was drinking, it would have been 100% irresponsible for her to be drinking while pregnant.
I got caught up in the heat of the moment. I blurted something out. I probably shouldn't have said that. Oh, and by the way, I would never backhand a pregnant woman. That's, if you had said that.
Why does he owe you an apology, Coded? What makes you the moral arbiter? Why does he owe you an apology? If anybody should be offended, it should be the woman who died. But she's dead, and she can't be offended. So why are you standing in for this?
This would be all over, Anthony. But instead, you decided to fucking double down.
Jay Roberts, I don't know if they contacted the employer over this yet. We haven't gotten there. He's doxed the employer and threatened to contact the sponsors, the people who buy ads on this particular radio station.
Down and try to make a deceased pregnant woman look like the shitty person in the equation to make you, because you somehow think that if you make her look like a really shitty person, then your shitty remark somehow is justifiable. Or
he didn't say she'd been drinking. He doesn't say here that she'd been drinking. Coded. He doesn't say she'd been drinking.
It gets erased from the blackboard, and we're all supposed to act like you never fucking said it. You said it, Anthony. You're a shitbag.
Well, yeah, and he can never unsay it, Coded. So keeping this up, you keeping this going to drive a mob against him is also pretty shitty. Because he can't unsay it.
I have exceptionally strong views on that, especially given what alcohol can do.
Chaos Warden says, funny. I'm assuming that means Coded. Coded got mad because Chili was doxing people. Yeah, but see, it's okay. It's okay when Coded does it. It's okay when everybody else does it. I mean, hypocrisy is king on the internet, and it's fine. It's fine. Coded maybe a month ago or so, I don't know, was fucking struggle session through saying faggot, and now he's talking about other people being homophobes. Like, it's whatever, dude. Like, okay.
Due to unborn babies, and I'm happy to have that debate with you. See, the problem, Anthony, is the debate's not about pregnant women consuming alcohol. The debate is about your fucking comment about
if she was drinking alcohol. So the debate absolutely would be about drinking alcohol. The debate would be, is it justified to backhand a pregnant woman who is drinking alcohol? That would be the debate. That would be the debate.
Backhand violently slapping a pregnant woman. You fucked up, Anthony. You fucked up. I don't want to have a debate with you because you're a douchebag and you're disingenuous.
You're a douchebag too, Coded.
and you're dishonest. Just say, I said a stupid thing. I should have fucking said it. I got caught up in the heat of the moment. I blurted something out without thinking about it. Now that I had time to think about it, it was a stupid thing to say. I wish I could take it back, but I can't. So I'm going to say I'm sorry I said that, and I'm never going to fucking say shit. Like,
why does he owe you an apology, Coded? He doesn't owe you an apology. You getting your panties in a twist is meaningless. Except you're going to be the dickhole who's going to go contact the employer, apparently.
Like that again. That's all you have to fucking do, Anthony. Where is righteous Dan with his honesty and his integrity? Just ignoring that this fucking happened? We all know what alcohol can do to unborn babies. Anthony, maybe your mother was a drinker. I don't fucking know, but something happened to you because you can't tell right from wrong.
You have fetal alcohol syndrome, Anthony. Laura says, I would at least try to talk her out of drinking or backhand the drink itself first before I'd resort to backhanding her. But you see, Laura, you've just admitted that you would, in certain situations, backhand a pregnant woman who is drinking alcohol. Thank you. You're on the same side as Anthony Caruso. You're welcome. Good job. Thank you.
And you trying to just...
So Anthony didn't say, by the way, Laura, since we're having a discussion on this, Anthony didn't say that the first thing I would do is backhand her. He didn't say that. He didn't say it was the second thing he would do. So what if Anthony would also try to talk her out of drinking it first? What if Anthony would also try to knock the drink out of her hand second before he'd resort to backhanding her? What about that, Laura? You ever thought about that? That'd be a pretty fucking smart thing for him to do, huh?
Justify your wrong by making the victim of your remark.
The victim! The dead woman who never heard what he had to say is the victim. The victim. You have a victim, Anthony. Your words are victimizing. You assaulted her with your words on the internet. Words that she never did and never will hear. Saying that you'd backhand her if you did something that you didn't do. Victimized her. Jesus fucking Christ. Laura says, Merb, I spanked my daughter for running into the street after a ball without first checking traffic. Lol, I am not adverse to violence against females. Congratulations. WTT asks, any pregnant chicks here want to go out for some wine coolers and backhanding? I'm not doing much this evening. Well, I mean, it'd probably be cheaper than all the hookers and cocaine you normally do on a Sunday night, WTT.
Look like a bad person. In the interest of protecting that unborn baby, I would go very close to doing so. Anthony, did you not watch this fucking story? That you specifically mentioned that woman's unborn baby. She's dead. The baby died when the police shot her.
Yeah, she's dead. Congratulations, Coded. You got to the fucking point.
She drove the car at him. So, you're not protecting shit, Anthony. You're a dumb fuck.
He didn't say huge. So, let's go back to the fucking conditional, Midwit. There was a conditional there. I think one of the predicates of that conditional is her being alive, because dead people don't drink and dead people aren't pregnant. You can't be pregnant and dead because it doesn't work that way. So part of the conditional, an unspoken yet necessary part of the conditional, would be that she's alive for the conditional. If she drank while she's alive, presumably, while she was pregnant, again, would have to be alive, then you would backhand her to protect that unborn baby who, if pregnant, would still have to be alive. Huh? This is how conditionals work?
You can have your views on that if you...
Michelle says, I think many people like to virtue signal. I can't imagine people are really this outraged about passing silly remark. Well, no one really is, but this is... I don't think anyone really is. I don't even think Coded is really this worked up over it. He's just churning this because this Anthony Caruso guy is on whatever that Welsh Window Liquors team. And so, Coded makes stream after stream after stream about the Welsh Window Liquor. And so this is new meat because he can side attack the Welsh Window Liquor because Anthony Caruso said this on the Welsh Window Liquor stream. So it's not really about Anthony Caruso. except Anthony Caruso is on the Welshman's team. Does that make sense? Like, so I don't think they're really this outraged, except in order to keep kicking that ball down the field, to keep giving everybody their little fucking red meat. He's threatening the man's job. It's fucking insane.
Wish, and I would be more than happy to debate that with you on your channel if you wish. And you know, I'll think about it. Not that it has anything to do with the general conversation, but Johnny Switchblade got in here and he's talking about Anthony Caruso, and he says tiny roving retarded midgets are not authorized to mete out punishment to anyone, even if they are guilty of something.
Well, you're a fucking tiny retard, coded friend. Why are you trying to mete out justice? Why are you trying to mete out justice against justice? I should throw up air quotes around justice. But why are you trying to mete out justice against Anthony Caruso? What a dick. All right, so let's see. I guess we're going to get into what Coded wrote back to Anthony.
That's my sentiments exactly, and I like the colorful way you put it, Mr. Switch. I did respond to Mr. Caruso. You intimated that I had something to do with the wellness checks on the Welsh window letter. I don't think it's wise to, quote, talk to you. You run with con men.
See, it's all about fucking the Welsh News Network. It's all about it. I mean, there we go. I had no idea this was coming. But boy, howdy, can I call him or can I call him? What a fucking cockhole. You're threatening a man's job to get at another man that you can't get at. And what's Coded's big fucking deal with Dan? Oh, he doesn't know who Dan is. He doesn't fucking know who Dan is. And it drives Coded crazy. Oh, I've got people in the Wales looking for you, Dan. Oh, they're going to fucking find you. They're going to fucking get you. All the whole time while Coded's sitting there in anonymous land, being a dick, fucking threatening people's jobs. Fuck me.
I will just present the facts. Hey, and then I asked him a follow-up question. That politician that you were campaign manager for, was she ousted for abuse of funds? See,
hey, that politician you were campaign manager for, was she ousted for abuse of funds? Like, what are you intimating there? Like, again, all this subtle shit. Like, why you got to be a dick, Coded? Why do you have to be a dick? There was a time when if Coded had been like, hey man, you know, I'm going to be out in California, you want to hang out? I'd have been like, sure. But now, you know what? You're a dick, Coded. You're a dick. And I don't like you. I don't like people who do this shit.
Mr. Caruso is, well, he's not like the kids over at the Welsh News Network. He's not a...
No. I told you I wanted to back in this thing. No. Get out.
Hey, 1 second.
Well, that was a female in his house. I thought his wife was back in the Philippines. Interesting. Fucking interestinger and interestinger. Coded said he was going to send bounty hunters after Chile for running from Ohio. Well, that's a pretty dick thing to do. Why would he do that? Candy Archibald says, of all the shit going on in our world, he picks on a remark that no one paid any attention to. Unbelievable. Because most normal people knew that it was a throwaway thing. Am I playing now? Oh, that's not very nice, Vegeta. Jay says, Jesus fucking Christ, don't threaten a man's livelihood over a dumb comment on social media. I know. Vixer says, yep, it's over. No more Coded and Merv relationship. Well, there wasn't much of a relationship in the first place. I went onto his stream once to talk about freedom of speech and to say that he bitched out like a fucking pussy ass bitch over two old hens nagging him about his choice of words. So yeah, Tay's auditors laugh like hell. Says Merv doesn't like dicks, but he loves cocks. You know, don't fucking king shame me, bro. You don't know what I do with dicks. Redacted said, very interesting. WTT says, the whole team saying on the internet is ridiculous. Think for yourself. Well, yeah, except it's so much easier to just be on a team. And whatever your team does is right. And whatever the opposing team does is wrong. That's easier, right? That's fucking easier. Then you don't have to think. And you can just let some midwit think for you. Redacted said, yeah, he said his wife is in Asia somewhere with pancreatitis. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if that's true, Vegeta. Unless you could show proof that he doesn't have a dick. You probably shouldn't say shit like that. I guess we're waiting on something. Something's going on. Alpha Fox Adam says, "Fuggin' condition precedents." Yeah. Fixter says, "I bet he was even more fascinating in the flesh, Nathaniel." I got along pretty well with Nate. We had some nice times. Uh, Nate says, "I met Merv in person. He's very fascinating." Thank you, Nate. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going to go on here. Are we still streaming or something? I don't know. Well, I guess this is a good enough place to stop. Thanks for